y'all, and welcome back to another video. If you're already subscribed, then welcome back, my darling. But if you have not yet subscribed, then what are you waiting for? Subscribe and join a part of the family and community that we have growing here on YouTube. And while you're down there subscribing, also turn your notification bell on for all of the notifications to become a part of the Morgan Shay Notify Gang. Hey, we got another story time, and some shit happened. So literally just happened. So I feel like I just need to give you guys the tea. So this shit goes back, bitch, a minute. I'm talking a fucking minute. I'm talking, geez, I was dating him in 2010. I need to preface this by saying that I had a best friend, we're gonna call her B, and I had a boyfriend, and we're gonna call him Jay. This particular person I met through a girl that I worked with. And this girl that I worked with, I didn't work with her very long. I was working for a home improvement company at the time, and I was like the manager. And we went out for my birthday, and she was one of the people who went out with us. And she didn't end up working with the company very long. She invited me to a barbecue. There was a bunch of people there, and there was one in particular girl. And this girl, we are gonna call Stephanie. I'm not even gonna lie, I was drunk this night. My boyfriend was literally with me, Jay. He also worked with me at the time. He's like, hey, who's that girl? And I was like, oh, I don't know. Why? And he was like, because she keeps like staring at you. And he said, she's like into you. I was like, you are out of it. No, she is not. Later on in the night, I asked the girl that I worked with, I was like, who is that? And she was like, oh, that's Stephanie. Like that. And I'm like, my mom basically makes me be friends with her, but you want to stay away from her. Did not say anything else. No more context to the conversation, nothing. That was literally it. Fast forward, she friends me on Facebook. I accept it because I knew who she was. And automatically the DMs begin off the fucking bat. Like the DMs start. And I'm like, that's kind of weird. Because even people that like maybe I went to school with in the past, or I've worked with in the past, or somebody that I've bumped into and I've met once at a barbecue, like they never DM me. I never DM them. You know what I'm saying? Like, sure, we accepted the friends request and it's not against the law or anything for you to DM me, but I hope you guys get what I'm saying. It was just very odd. And she was like, hey, thank you for accepting my friend's request. Sorry, I'm reading down here. She was like, hey, thank you for accepting my friend's request. Hope we can hang out soon. Smiley face. And to be real, I left her on red. I didn't know what to say. I didn't know this person. So I'm going to be 100% transparent right now and let you guys know that I left her on red. It was nothing. It wasn't anything personal. I didn't know what to say. I didn't know this person, and I left her on red. Fast forward. Me and my best friend B are out at the movies, and this is when like Twilight was like at the peak. Like everybody was going to watch Twilight. One had just been released, and me, her, and her mom are going to the movies to watch one of the Twilights be released. I get literally, my phone starts going the fuck off. Like, you know what a Facebook message sounds like bing, 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 bing. I'm like, what the hell? And it's Stephanie. I don't even read it because we're walking into the movies. I silence my cell phone, go into the movie, come out, I forget all about it. We end up like going to dinner and whatever. It was like a girl's night. Binge watching the L Word all night long, which if you haven't watched the L Word, if you're 18 and plus, like, bitch, I love that show. Anyways, we end up binge watching the L Word all night long. I don't even think about it. I wake up the next day and somebody had messaged me on Facebook that morning, and I was reading the message and I went to back out of the message and I've seen where Stephanie had messaged, and I was like, oh yeah, she messaged me. So I open it. Y'all, there were so many fucking messages. I don't like including screenshots just because people could know how someone talks, and this person is going to see this video. Like, they are going to see this video, 1000%. Like, it's not like one of my videos where they might say, no, she's going to watch this video. There was a lot of personal information, like things that I would never tell someone that I met once at a barbecue. Like, never, never. Like, this was very personal, private information. And keep in mind that this is the second DM she's ever sent me. We've never spoke. We did not speak at the barbecue. My boyfriend said that she was staring at me. I never caught her staring at me, but like, for him to point that out, he wasn't the type of person to be like, why is that person staring at you? Like, that was not Jay at all. So the fact that he pointed it out, she had to be. Like, she just had to be. Fast forward. I end up messaging the girl I worked with, letting her know like a week later about the messages, because Stephanie messaged me probably about 3 more times between the bunch of messages and the time I talked to the girl I worked with. And she was like, do not reply, leave it alone. I'm like, okay. And I did send her a message, and I was like, is there something like wrong? Should I be worried? Because you guys know I had a stalker. If you haven't watched my stalker videos, like, this motherfucker was fucking, you all don't even know all the shit. Like, you all have heard that he's followed me out of state, and you all have heard that he's hid in the back of my car. But you all ain't even heard the fucking icing on the cake shit, bitch. Like, there's so much more. I was very, very fucking, like, antsy. And you guys can say that I was, like, being a bitch, or she just wanted somebody to talk to, or whatever, all that you want. But you have to understand where I was mentally at this time. I was fucking petrified of everybody. I didn't trust anyone. I thought everybody was somebody in cahoots with Waldo, always. I asked her, like, I remember asking the girl I worked with, like, is there something I should be worried about? And she was like, no. Fast forward. Just keep in mind that I would hear from Stephanie like once a month for probably a year. And then in like 2012, which is when I married my ex-husband, I quit hearing from her. Which, now that I know things that's happened today, I can get why. But at the time, it didn't even occur to me till she messaged me again, which was after me and him separated. And I had put that I was single on Facebook. And the day that I put that I was single on Facebook, this is not an exaggeration. This is not a lie, a white lie. This is the Bible truth. The day, bitch, the motherfucking day, bitch, that I put that I was single on Facebook, she messaged me. Now, at the time, I did not put 2 and 2 together. It did not happen. I remember specifically her messaging me that day because I remember that. I remember me changing my status on Facebook because me and him got into like a text argument over it, and I remember her message coming through. And she was like, oh, you're single again, yay. Winky face. Keep in mind, I have not seen this girl since the barbecue in 2010. I'm like, what should I say to that? And then I think, well, maybe if I reply, maybe she'll back off a little bit. And I didn't know this person, so I didn't know, like, how do I respond? Is there a certain way I should respond? You know, should I just be upfront and say, hey, this is odd because we don't really know each other? So I just said, yep. And I think a lot of the reason why I said yep was because I was in a fucking pissed off mood. Me and my ex-husband had been arguing, and later that night she ended up replying this long text message or Facebook message. It was long, bitch. It was long. I'm like, whoa, like we don't know anything about each other. And then I get to thinking, because I've never went to this girl's Facebook. I've never, I know that I liked a couple of her photos that she uploaded. And then I remember she bought a dog and posted pictures of the dog. And someone down in the comments, I remember this happening in like 2011. She bought a dog and put pictures of the dog on Facebook, and someone in the comments was like fucking furious because it was their dog that they were selling on Facebook Marketplace. It was like a whole thing. Anyways, and I guess she like took the photos and said that she bought a dog. Anyways, and people thought that like she had bought this person's dog that they were selling. Anyways, I digress. So it's not like we knew anything about each other. I don't put my personal business on Facebook. I will say that she did post a few things that were personal that I would never post on Facebook, but I didn't know this person. She didn't know me. So when she sends me this long message with, again, a lot of personal information, a lot of things that you should never tell a perfectly good stranger. Like, yes, we are acquaintances. We met at a party. We did not say one single iota to each other. I'm just trying to put it in your guys' head, like we never fucking spoke other than yup on Facebook. That is literally all I ever said to this girl was yup. When she sends me that long ass message, my sister is like, do not fucking respond. And so I didn't. Fast forward to now, bitch. I get a text today from one of my good friends. It's like, hey, I just wanted to let you know that Stephanie told us, and I guess like I knew that this friend of mine was a mutual friend of Stephanie's as well, that Stephanie was telling some people at a party the other night on Saturday, because it was Rod Run up here this past weekend. And I guess there was a party up in Pigeon Forge, which is usual when the Rod Run is. And Stephanie was up there and she was telling people that we were together back then, that I broke her heart, and all of this other obviously didn't make any sense. So this mutual friend of ours was like, Stephanie, you're lying. Like, I know that's a lie, because Morgan was with Jay then and she was living with B, like my best friend. She was saying like that we were best friends, and then it turned into more like stuff like that. And like we never hung out. And this mutual friend was like, did y'all ever hang out? I was like, no, literally no. There are messages on Facebook, bitch. The only time that I replied was yup. So I get to thinking, and I'm talking to this mutual friend, and I'm like, look, you know Stephanie, I do not. How should I go about this? And she said, you need to message her, and you need to say, this is not okay. This is not acceptable. And I said, well, what did you say? And she was like, well, I told her that she was lying in front of everybody. And she got really red-faced, and she went and shut herself in a bedroom. And she stayed in that bedroom all night. The next morning we got up and she was gone. I messaged her on Facebook, and I said, I don't know why you said what you said at the party the other night, but I just want to let you know that I do not appreciate that. We do not know one another. You seem like a really nice person. She then messages me back and says, I poured out my heart and soul, and you did nothing in return. I said, I didn't know you, and I don't know you. I would appreciate it if you would get your story straight. I started to get pissed off because she was like trying to make me feel bad for her, which, like I told our mutual friend, I was like, I don't really give a fuck. Like, I'm with Chris, like I really don't give a fuck. And she was like, yeah, but the way that she said it, she was like making you look a certain type of way. I was like, what do you mean? And she said, Morgan, I'm pretty sure she watches your YouTube channel. And I was like, oh, well, I guarantee she does. Like, she follows me everywhere since I've started YouTube. All of my social medias are unprivated. She follows me everywhere. And I was like, I'm sure she does. And she was like, this mutual friend, she was like, well, I think she's been watching your addiction series because she made a few statements about you using around her. And this is where shit hit the fucking fan. Mind you, while me and this mutual friend are texting, me and Stephanie are Facebook messaging. So when she tells me this, I fucking lost it. Number one, when me and her met, I did not use. Number two, the last time that I sent her a message, I did not use that way. So even if we were to go off of the last time that we Facebook messaged, I still was not an intravenous drug user. At that time, I was maybe taking, like I told you guys, my nanny passed away in June of 2013. This was in February of 2013. This was before my nanny even passed away. I was prescribed pain medicine, and I didn't even take it the way I was supposed to. Took like 1 or 2 a week. Like it wasn't even how I was supposed to. None of this makes sense. A mutual friend, she was like, yeah, that's why it pissed me off so bad at this party, because none of it lined up. And I knew she was lying. I did have a little chat with Stephanie, but this is just a message to all the people who think that they may want to run all over me or make stupid shit up or use my addiction at their advantage or what they think is to their advantage. I will call you out on Facebook. And by the way, Stephanie's real name is Maggie. Maggie, this is a shout out to you, honey. And yes, I'm using your real name because I'm getting fucking mad again here at the end of this video. And you don't deserve your fucking privacy because you didn't give me mine. I have blocked you on all platforms and you are free to unsubscribe as well. Sorry I lost my cool there, but it is what it fucking is. I just don't fucking deal with that. Like, I worked my fucking ass off to get sober, and don't fucking accuse me of doing shit that I know good and goddamn well I didn't do, because bitch, we've never hung the fuck out alone. I had a whole fucking different thing done today, planned to do today, and after this shit happened, I was like, nope, telling a motherfucking story time, because I'm done with these little bitches thinking they can run the fuck all up over me. From now on, do it and be talked about is all I've got to fucking say, because I have no more fucking room for fucking any of this bullshit. And I also I hold no fucking remorse at all for it, because you didn't have no fucking remorse going to a fucking cabin party in your 30s. Oh, I've got to stop. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like it if you want some more story times, which I know you heifers do. You all love a story time. Down below are all my social medias. They're all linked. Please go follow me on social media, especially Instagram. I got ready for today's video on Instagram today. Hung out with you guys. We did my hair. I took my braids out and we did this little hair tutorial. We did the whole makeup look together. By the way, you all always ask me what's on my lips. This is Call Me by NARS. It's so stinking pretty. And then over top of it, I put the shade Is a Vibe by Morphe, which is, this duo together is so pretty. Just have to talk about them in a video. I've talked about them on Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, TikTok, everywhere. If you like the Miami lashes from Lily, these are dupes. These are the ColourPop falsies, and they're faux mink, and they're in the style Mommy, M-A-M-I, literally one letter away from Miami. That's so funny. They're the same lashes, but these are $8 and Lily lashes are $30. Hey guys, thank you all for hanging out with me for this story time, even if it was a little bit ranty. Be sure that you do subscribe, because the crazy literally will never stop. I love you guys so motherfucking much. And until the next time, my beautiful baby darlings. Bye, y'all.